truth.
I am ready.
You're not ready for it. She's not ready for the truth.
What's the meaning of life?
It's us, humans.
How so?
Everything was created for us to be here. That's the meaning of it. For our existence. For us to be here. To exist. Just like you write a book to have a book to exist. I made this from my thoughts.
Well, wasn't that like already established?
No, but that is it. That's just it. Like, be satisfied with just us is the meaning of life. Our existence alone is the meaning of it. That the fact that we're here. That's it. Nothing like that's the most fundamental part of it. Like the fact that we're here. That's the meaning of life. You know, the fact that we're, instead of not being here, like everything, you think about the fine tuning, you think about all these different things that science is seeing, but they can't fucking explain, and they're really struggling with trying to disprove that there was a creator of all this. When you look at, they talk about fine tuning. There's also phi and pi in relation to the golden ratio. How patterns use a specific pattern. Everything's going on a fucking pattern. And this is this Funichi, fucking Nietzsche, something like that diagram where you start with rectangular shape and then you put that into a rectangular shape and then you put that into a rectangular shape and then you put that into a rectangular shape. Okay. And then you use pi 3.14 whatever the fuck, right, to understand the radius of a circle. Mm-hmm. And you use phi, I can't remember what the fuck phi is for. But it follows the rules of threes. Okay? Pi 3.143. You know. And it's never a repeating number. It just goes on forever, not repeating itself. Like there's no pattern to it. It just goes on in a non-pattern, so it goes to infinity. That shit. There's no end to pi. So that's like weird that there's a number specific that the way you calculate it, it ends up in this number that doesn't end, and it's in the number 3. It's infinity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When you follow the pattern from, I'm trying to remember how it goes. I'm gonna fuck this up. I think there's one more here. You hit the corners of what you're. You know what I mean? Like this circle is found in everything. When you find somebody who's like, we find beauty and what we find beautiful as humans, they follow this pattern, like their face follows this type of symmetry. When we look at a plant, the way that it grows into this pattern. Shellfish, clouds, ripples in the water.
That was a documentary.
Yeah, ripples in the water. So this right here is like, that's another proof outside of just fine tuning that there's a specific geometrical pattern to things that are more than coincidence, because a lot of things in life have it. It's like a fingerprint of God in everything. It's in us. It's in fucking everything. It's fucking crazy. And then the statistical conditions for the earth for us to exist. He was making that point about how through evolution and all the probabilities to create from a simple organism of just one cell into this trillion cells from the same cell, it just grew from itself through chaos theory, right? It grew from itself and it started creating patterns, and it kept evolving, it kept meshing into itself and creating just nuances and differences somehow from the singularity, from one single cell. from the probability of that happening within the conditions of the Earth, of the universe, of the fucking the galaxy, the universe, the solar system, all of it. Everything has to be in a specific, like a recipe. It has to be this amount of salt, it has to be this amount of pepper, it has to be this amount of chicken, it has to be this amount of whatever, right? It's gotta be just perfect. Not that like that's you have a good perfect one. When you engineer something, he's gotta have the right conditions for everything, right? The probabilities of all that going on top of the human being coming from a single cell into this organism that's self-aware, that can have this kind of dialogue, right? And the history that we created, the weapons we've created, the genocide, to the happiness, to the love, to poetry, to fucking philosophy, to religion, to all the fucking Muay Thai, to all of it. Like, we have this very strong ability to just make things, right? And all the conditions for that to happen, and to say that there's no God is hard to swallow. How do those specific things happen? Like, the probability of a human being coming, he was saying, is like to the negative 400 trillion fucking number, and then on the right hand, because you're giving a spec, you're giving a width of how long the probability would be. And that's usually done like around confidence intervals. You'll say I'm 95% confident based on statistics that I'm between these two windows of how probable this can be. So based on all the equations that they put together, these fucking strong, crazy mathematicians, they came from a negative value at the trillionth fucking level to the positive level at the trillionth level. Like, it's just big fucking window. Like, it's infinitely impossible for this to happen, is the point. Infinitely impossible for this to fucking happen. The only thing that transcends impossibility and infinite is God. Preach, my friend. Maybe you should have captured that on tape. I'm not going to remember any of that.